Welcome to another episode of Goal, Dream, and Level Up with Ro. Tonight's episode is when you begin to see stuff clearly. Again, tonight's episode is when you begin to see stuff clearly. Hold on to your self-worth. And by the way, I do not own the rights to that music, Hold On by In Vogue. I do not own those rights. So let's dive into tonight's topic. You do realize that some people really never loved you or wanted you in their circle. Listen to that. Some people never loved you nor really wanted you in their circle. They did not love you for you. They love the benefits your presence gives them. Again, they love the benefits that your presence gives them. Pretty interesting, huh? Most of the time, us women, when we break it off or when the guy, has broken off in intimate relationships, with your significant other, say stuff like, he lost a good woman. Oh, he lost a good woman. It's his loss. It's his loss. Well, I can, get that. I understand it. But I'm starting to think that it should be more embarrassing for that man to have lost a good woman rather than it just be, it's his loss. It should be more embarrassing. And you know why? Let me tell you. It should be more embarrassing because he lost a good woman that never slept around, didn't play games, was loyal, didn't chase attention, communicated, understands his worth, and values him as a man. And more importantly, that woman only wanted him. You hear that? She only wanted him. So, that's the same embarrassing concept goes for those family and friends that you choose not to be around as much anymore. Again, the same concept that I just touched on with a man losing a good woman goes for when you do not hang around family and friends as much as you used to. So I'll explain to you what I mean by that as well. Those family and friends that you're not around that much anymore, they're wondering why you changed. They began to flip your realness and your vibrant personality with fabrication to others or downplay your success with negative comments. All of this because you have changed and you've decided not to come around as much. You started to see things clearly. They say things like, you think you're all that, or you never have anything good to say when you come around. What is wrong with you? No, there's nothing wrong at all. That's not it. That's not the big picture. The big picture is I'm holding them accountable. So because they're being held accountable, they say that stuff just so they can make it seem like you're the problem, not them. Again, when accountability is to the forefront towards those family, friends, or anyone that is not presenting positive energy, a complacent type mentality, and more or less when you have woke up and started to think clearly, here they come. They're like vultures in the night. They're going to taint your image or attempt to taint your image. They're going to attempt to defame your character or demean your level of positive energy. Beware. Once you have begun to think clearly, people also get mad because they love your attention due to it feeding their egos. Again, they love your attention due to it feeding their egos while being available for them, yet you got nothing in return. Again, you're available for them, you're feeding their egos, but you got nothing in return from that. Zero. The truth behind this matter is you knew it when the distance got loud. You knew it. You felt it in your discernment. And for a lack of better words, I'll just say your intuition. You knew it. You felt it in their sudden silence and behavior change, whether it be on an intimate level with your significant other, or just the communication and outings with friends and family over the years. They love how you put them first, how you make them feel important. Meanwhile, you have lost sight of your goals and your desires. Again, while you're making them feel comfortable, important, you lose sight of your goals and your dreams. You forgot yourself for them and gave the attention, which, like I mentioned earlier, fed their ego. It left you feeling empty and like you have wasted your time with the relationship or relationships. Seeing things clearly without illusions or denial, despite how you feel about that individual or the level of that relationship on hand, will keep you on track. And it will also keep you focused on your ultimate goals and dreams. There's a popular quote that has been around for quite some time now. I'm not sure who came up with this quote, but I will say, end quote, "What is for you will be," quote. But I will tell you this, do not get off track with what you set out to do as a person. It is okay to try to change things within yourself in order to rule out if their change in ways are based on your behaviorisms or your flaws, just to name a few. Towards family, friends, and of course, in your intimate relationships. But if there are no positive results, and I repeat, people, if there are no positive results after you attempt to change some of these characteristics that you present or responses within yourself, I think when you first feel that character shift in someone, the inconsistency in their effort, listen to that one, the inconsistency in their effort. It is time to start thinking clearly, no matter how much it hurts or disappoints you. It's time. Start thinking clearly, no matter how much it hurts or disappoints you. Accept the reality that this individual or individuals are showing you who they are. It may seem repetitive, but it's not. I'm just trying to remind you for the 10th, 11th, or 12th time, when people show you who they are, you better believe it the first time, and more importantly, accept it. Look at episode number 2, the lies they tell, when individuals mask their true intentions. Look at episode 8 that I just published maybe a few days ago that states, being okay with change. Check those out and let me know how you feel about that. In the meantime, they get irritated because you will not be fooled anymore. Yeah, they get irritated, they get bothered. They say little certain comments, as I mentioned earlier, or when you come around, they're making certain gestures, or you do feel the tension. Ignore that. Stay focused on oneself. However, I always say, individuals like that, they're playing checkers. Meanwhile, you have always been a part of the chess game. Also, one of my personal, longtime signature phrases, outside of the low-key haters are closer than you think, is don't forget that you have a dime piece while you are out there chasing pennies. Again, do not forget that you have a dime piece while you are so busy chasing pennies. When people start to tell me that I am being distant or acting funny, no, I'm not doing neither of those things. That's not Rose's personality. I'm not doing that. I am just being selective. You hear me? I'm being selective because I will not be around low energy, someone that doesn't love me for me, or complacent individuals. Again, refuse, know your self-worth. And after you start to think clearly, you should not desire to be around anyone that does not love you for you, that's complacent, and that has low energy. Get away from it now. Take it from me. You all know what I'm going to say next. No, I'm not going to say the low-key haters are closer than you think. I'm not getting ready to say that. All I'm going to say is continue to go after your goals and your dreams. And do not give up, people. Always strive for the best version of yourself. You hear me? Always strive for the best version of yourself. Tune in next week to Goal, Dream, and Level Up with Ro for the announcement of special guests that I will have the honor of interviewing on my podcast over the next few months. Again, tune in next week when I make the announcement of those special guests that I will have the honor of interviewing on my podcast throughout the next few months. Bye, everyone. Take care and level up, because guess what? I know I will. Bye.